Okay, I guess we can start. So today's workshop is about authentication with React and Firebase. So I guess we're all familiar with what React is. So React is a open source JavaScript library that is used for building user interfaces and especially for single page applications. So it uses for handling the view layer for web and mobile apps. So for mobile app, you can use React Native, but there's a little bit differences, but it should be the same thing. I've never used it. So this is why we should use React. I think React is much simpler to grasp than Angular. And since it is a component-based approach and it's well-defined lifecycle, and it's just plain JavaScript. So what is Firebase? Firebase is a backend as a service. So it provides developer for a variety of tools and services. So the one we're going to use today is authentication. And you can actually use Firestore for your database, or you can just use real-time database. And you can also do hosting. You used to do notification for free using Firebase, but for some reason they changed it to a paid plan. So you have to give your credit card in order to use it. But yeah, so one of the examples for notification would be every time any user signs up, you can send them an email and then or a text message to just welcome them. So this would be notification. Okay. Before we start, since today's workshop will be like, I think it's a lot to do. So I created a start folder for us to use. Since I had some issue with versions and different versions of React and other libraries, so I decided to just use the start folder for us to continue with this workshop. I'm gonna share the link so we can use it. You guys can download it. Okay, so the link should take you to this SharePoint, and basically you can just download it from here. Download the whole folder. So if you don't have Node.js, you can just go to nodejs.org and install.
Yeah, I have Node.js. I was asking, do we go to that link if we don't have it?
No, this is the start folder for the React app. So instead of doing npm react create React app, we're just gonna use that folder instead. So it's gonna be the file structure for React app. So we're gonna skip a step. So we're gonna skip this and a couple more slides, and we're just gonna use that folder instead.
Okay.
But once you downloaded it, yeah, I talked to Dr. Gunai about this. So the version I'm doing is React 16. And so once you do npm create React app, that's gonna do a React version 17, which has different, the way you import and export is different. So it's not gonna work with this code. But we can speed things up. So while it is downloading, we can actually create our first Firebase project. So we can go to firebase.google.com. I think you should have a Gmail account in order to use this. So if you don't have a Gmail, I don't think you can use it. So once you see this page, you can go to console and you can add a project. I think I'm gonna add another one. Maybe I have one more project to add. So if you're on this page, just let me know if you need help. Okay. I think I should go ahead and just add a project. So once you're on this page, okay, so if you're done, you can open the folder in terminal and just do npm install. But once you've done that, you can come to firebase.google.com and go to the console. So once you're on this page, you can add a project. So you can click on the project. Let's say authentication. I don't know if I spelled it wrong. Yeah, so you can give it any name you want. And you just click continue. Google Analytics, that doesn't really matter. You can enable it or disable it. And you have to select the account, so you just do default and you do create project. So once your project is ready, click continue, and it should take you to your own project overview. So once you're here, since we're doing the authentication with email and password, you have to go to the authentication and you have to get it started. So once you are on here on this page, you want to enable the email and password and save it.
Do we choose the password list to sign in as well or no?
What is it?
There are two. There's an email password and email link password list sign in. Do we enable both of them or just the top one?
Just email and password. Not this one. So once you've done that, you have to go to the project setting and under your apps, you have to click on this web icon and you have to create a nickname. So let's say auth. So we don't need Firebase hosting, so you don't have to click on that and just register your app.
Wait,
So once you've done that,
what did you click to get
I'm
there?
sorry. So you go to the setting,
Yeah.
you click on the icon, project setting. And once you're on the project setting, under general, you go all the way down. And right now I got the web app, but if you don't see this, just click on the web app icon,
Web app, okay.
which is something. Yeah. So once you've done that, you're going to see your credentials. So this is mine. You shouldn't show it, but I'm just going to show it right now. So we're going to use these to link our project to Firebase.
Do we set up hosting too?
No, we don't.
Okay.
Okay. So once you get this, just go to your project, and I think I included .env file. So you can also try to paste your the same thing, which is this file, these codes on this config.js file, but I don't recommend it. So you always want to hide your credentials in your code. So the way to do that, it's by creating a .env file. So inside the .env file, you want to copy your API key, of domain, project ID, storage bucket, and the sender ID. So you want to copy those from the Firebase. So it's basically this one right here. You copy it and you paste it. You don't have to give it a space, just right after the equal sign. And you copy the authentication. You paste it here. And the project ID. No codes.
So we create that env file under source.
Yes, under source.
No, it's not. Oh, it's not under source. It's outside of source.
Oh yeah, it's outside. So once you copy and paste everything, just save it.
But do you have the names of those variables? Where do you get them from?
Like the, which one, these?
Oh yeah, all of those.
Yeah, so in the config.js file, the Firebase initial app is going to process those the what do you call it? The API keys. So basically, it's gonna process .env and it's gonna grab the React app API key from here. That's why you don't use IntelliJ. Okay. Tyree said his IntelliJ was loading up. I said, that's why you don't use IntelliJ.
Right. But you need to give the full path to these things so people can find them. What do we put for database URL?
You don't need that right now for this one. The database URL is actually the real-time database. So we're not going to use that.
So do I not make that in the .env file?
No.
Okay.
Just these 5. So if you create the .env file, you're not gonna have this. I just posted it in the chat.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I actually wanted to show how it's gonna look if you don't have these. So let me just delete it. Save it. So I'm gonna run the project. I'm gonna say npm start. Once I do that, it's gonna say Firebase error. And it's gonna say the project ID must be a string in Firebase app. So what's happening here, React is looking into this file and it doesn't see any, or Firebase, it doesn't see the API key. So it's throwing an error. So if you get this error, make sure you have the API keys. So once you run the app, you're gonna see this page right here. So you have a header and a GGC. But I actually forgot a step. So we have to make sure that we are logged in with Firebase. So in the terminal, when I do Firebase login,
They don't have that command.
yeah. So since I used React on previous project, so
Yeah, you already have it installed. That's the problem.
yeah, probably I forgot. But so if you downloaded the file I sent, the name of the file should be React Firebase Authentication. So you have to CD to that folder. Yes, someone said they even have the header, so I don't know why you don't have the header.
None of us have that headers.
Yeah, I had the header.
So after I closed it and reopened the local host, the header appeared, but on the initial open up, it did not appear. I don't know why.
So you did this, you restarted the thing?
So I closed the window and then retyped in localhost 3000. That's where mine is at this moment. And I got the header.
Oh, I refreshed and I got my header too. Hooray. It went to the login page. I think if you don't go to the login page, you don't have the header. Okay, yeah, I got the header if I refresh.
Okay. So the next step is to install Firebase. So I think you have to do npm install Firebase. And then once you install Firebase inside of your project, you have to do Firebase login.
No, you have to do npm install -g Firebase, otherwise you won't get the CLI like that. Let me check.
Yep, that's right. I just made that mistake.
npm install G Firebase.
Wait, let me check it from the documentation. Chris, did you do that?
I did just regular npm install Firebase, and it didn't find Firebase when I tried to start Firebase or log in from the
So
terminal.
the npm install Firebase, it works after that?
No. With I did it without the -g. So now
Okay,
I'm
okay,
trying to
I
do
got
with
the
the
command.
-g.
You need to do this. I'm pasting it in the chat. You have to do this. So Keyvan, add this to your instructions on your slides later.
Okay.
Give me a second, it's loading. But when I did it the first time, after it got done loading, it didn't do anything. So I tried the Firebase login. And
Yes.
it said command not found.
Oh, that's interesting.
It just
Because
got
of-
done. It just got done loading though, so I didn't get an error. So let me try the Firebase.
Try
login
Firebase
now.
login again, yeah, because after you install the Firebase tools, you should have Firebase available in your command prompt.
Okay, yeah, it's working now.
Oh, good.
It says allow Firebase to collect
I
information.
guess you can say yes to that.
At least. So once you install the Firebase, you have to do sudo Firebase login. And it will ask for your password. So since I'm logged in already, it just gives me the email address that I'm logged in with. If you're not logged in, it's gonna open a window, like how you sign in with Google. It should be like the same thing, but it's gonna ask for your permission to log into Firebase. So you just accept it. So once you log into Firebase, since I already give you a lot of the files, let's just implement the sign-in at least. So just go to the, so with npm install, all these libraries is gonna be installed. So React Router DOM is basically it's gonna help us with the routing in this project. And we're gonna use semantic UI for the UI of it. So you can go actually click on it and then go to the documentation, read about it. And React Hook form is a library to handle the form. So it'll give you different functionalities like register, reset, and things like that to just handle the form. I also included the documentation for React Hook forms. So once you have the, once you made it to the Firebase and you logged in, just go to your code and create a folder under source and call it pages. And once you created the folder, create a new file, call it signup.js, sign with a capital S. So once you created the file on the slide 12, just copy the code and paste it inside the file. So once you do that, you have to go to the app.js, and I commented the routing because I know it's gonna take long for us to, just install the project. So I just commented these. Just go ahead and uncomment all the things for sign up. So on line 5, just uncomment this one, and also line 7, and uncomment the profile redirect. So you want to uncomment that. And also on line 24, uncomment the routing for sign up and save the file. So once you do all of that, on the URL, you can navigate to the sign up. So just do sign up, enter, and you should see this page. So let me explain the sign up, how the sign up works. So the way React is set up, so in the beginning, you import all of the things that you're gonna use in this file. So I'm importing React and user state from React, and I'm using the React Hook form library. This is a library for handling the form. And I also have the sign up method that I'm going to show it later. This is the method from Firebase for signing up, and the link for React router. So I use this one to navigate to log in and come back to sign up. So it's actually use it for this part of the front end. So whatever is in the return, so this whole thing is JSX. So it's this part of the code is gonna be displayed to the front end, and this is what you see. So all these class names, they are semantic UI classes for creating this UI. And what we want to focus on is the form. So this part right here. Okay. So to handle this inputs, as I said, I think React Hook forms is just the easiest way to do it. So the way you get these inputs, it's simply just giving a reference to it. So for every input, so for example, for the first name, this input right here, I'll do ref equal register inside of the brackets. So what this gonna do, it's gonna grab the input. So whatever you type here is gonna be captured by this library, which is this one right here, register. And it's gonna go as a data to the sign up method. So we're gonna do that for every input. So first name, last name, and email and password. So once you do all of that, you have to submit the form. So the way you submit it, since this thing is a form and the button is actually inside of the form. So once you submit, you are using the handle submit class from the library. You submit the data to this method right here, to the unsubmit method. So so what this does, it grabs the data and you grab a new user and you pass that data to the sign up. So what is the sign up? So the sign up is the method from Firebase to create a user using sign up. So all these data from first name, last name, email, and password is gonna be passed to this method. So we're grabbing the first name, last name, email, and password, and we're gonna say firebase.auth.create user with email and password. So this is a Firebase function. So if you go to the Firebase documentation, it will explain more about how to create a user with sign up and log in and log out and reset password. So, and this function will grab two parameters. So email and password, since we just enabled it with email and password, so you pass it into this. And since we grab the first name and the last name, we have to add this to the display name. So the way Firebase grabs the user's first name is called display name. So you have to update that. So all you have to do is get a response and you do user.update profile and you add the first name and last name to display name. I can try to implement the profile page so I can at least display the user so we know that we signed up a user. So I can actually go ahead if anyone wants to set on follow. I'm gonna try to sign up a user. So I'm just gonna say Keyvan and just give a password. And I'll click sign up. So this actually sent me to the profile page. It's not gonna show anything because the only thing I have is the routing. So it's just gonna route me to the profile of the user. And it's gonna show a logout button since I already had a logout button inside of the header. So inside the header, I have a button. It's a logout, and I said it in a way that if there is a user session, show that button. If there's no user, you don't show this button. So if you are logged out and you are not logged in, you don't have a session, you're not gonna be able to see this button. So what this button does, when you click it, it's gonna go here. It's gonna call this method. So logout user, and that method actually goes to the logout function from Firebase. So on the auth.js file, I have a method called logout, and this one actually logs out the authenticated user. So Firebase auth.auth.signout. So this method from Firebase signs out the user from the website. So since we are already logged in, I want to try to show the user some of the users first name and last name, just the user's information. So inside of the book, you can go to we did all that. Okay, so here we have to create a file called profile.js. I'm just gonna copy that, go to my pages folder, create a file, profile.js, and I'll paste it there. And I'm gonna copy the code from here. And we just paste it. So since we did that, we created the file, and you can follow the slides. So we have to create a route for that profile. So inside of the app.js, we have to uncomment the profile. So it's this one. It's line 23, line 11, and yeah, that's it. And the private, since the profile is a private route, we have to uncomment the private route as well. Okay. Okay. So if you save all of the files, you should be able to see this one. So since we are logged in as Keyvan Shabani, it will just display that and the email. And this one is the UID of that user in the Firebase. So inside of the Firebase, I'll go to authentication, and I see my user that it's been created up in this sign up. So this UID, so 8A, and it should be the same thing here. So we know that this is the user. So the way to display that, it's just simply calling the user.display name, username, and user.uid. And I can try to log out to make sure the logout works. So once I log out, it goes to log in. So now it's a good time to implement login. Okay, this is all I have for today. I mean, if anyone wants to stay, I can help you if you have any issues.
Well, thank you, Keyvan. I think it's very good.
Yeah, if anyone wants to implement the login, you can just follow the slides and go from there. So we already did the log out, and you can just follow from slide 20 and implement the login. And we can also implement forgot password. Oh, I think I moved too fast. on
Yeah, that's
that
okay.
part.
That's okay. This was the first time, so that's why we do this practice.
Good job, Keyvan.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah, very good job. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Things will be fixed. But that's what we do. The practice is. It was a very nice workshop, actually.
Thank you.
Mhm.